What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video on JavaScript methods and events in 30 days challenge. Today we are going to be talking about the JavaScript splice and slice method. And essentially, there is a big misconception about these two methods. So that is why I decided to do the same thing in the same video. Well, the splice and then the slice methods in JavaScript perform different operations on arrays. Well, I will start with the splice method and give you the definition and also give you some examples. And after that, we are going to do the second one in order not to misunderstand these two JavaScript methods, which is very, very important. So the splice method basically changes the content of an array by removing or replacing existing elements and or adding new elements in place. So it modifies the original array. Here's how the syntax works. We have the array, and then we have our splice method. So in here, we need to specify the start at which we want to start adding or removing items. So this is going to be the start. And then the second parameter is going to be the number of items that we want to remove from the array. And then the other parameters are going to replace the number of items that we remove from the array. So I'll give you an example for you to actually understand. So I'll create a variable of fruits, and then I will assign it to, this bunch of fruits. We have orange. Now let's go with our fruit array. And now we use the splice method. So in here, we need to specify the start at which we want to start removing the items, and then the number of items we want to remove. The next thing is to specify the items that we are going to replace them with. So in my case, it's going to be grape, and then we have pineapple. So let's see what we're getting as the result. If I log through to the console, you can see that we have orange, grape, pineapple, and pears. And what you need to know is that arrays are zero index based. So the first item inside our array starts at the index of 0. So the second item inside our array starts at the index of 1, and then 2, and then 3. So since we specified that we want to start removing items at the index of 1, and then the number of items that we are going to remove, that is why we removed the items at the index of 1, and then at the index of 2. And then we replace them with the new items that we have inside our splice method. So that is why we are getting this result. That's how the splice method works. You can use the logic in many other functionality and you will still get the same output. Okay? So that is splice for us. Now that we know how the splice method works, let's see how the slice method works. And basically, the slice method extracts a shallow copy of a portion of an array into a new array, but it does not modify the original array. Here's how the syntax looks like. We have the array, and then we have our slice method. So inside the parentheses, we need to pass in the start, and then the end at which we want to apply the functionality. So I will copy my fruit array, and I'll just change the name array. I'll call this first 2. And in here, I'll create another variable called result. And then I will assign it to our first 2 array. And I only use the slice method. Like I told you, we need to pass in the start and then the end. In my case, it's going to be 1 and 3. So let's log the result to the console in order to see the result we are getting. I'll go with result. And now you can see we have apple and banana. And essentially, the removal of this item starts at the index of 1 up to but not including the index of 3. Okay, let's see. We have 0. We have the first item, which is at the index of 0. And then the second item, which is at the index of 1. So we started removing the item from 1. And after that, we keep going. This is the item at the index of 2, but it didn't remove the item at the index of 3, except the items at the index of 1 and 2. This is to tell you that the splice method is going to remove an item from the starts up to, but not including the end of the item. So if we were to look at the item at the index of 3, it's going to be pierced, but the splice method didn't remove pierced. It stops removing items at the index of 2. That is why we have apple and banana in the console. So basically, this is how the splice and the slice method works. So I hope you learned something. If you do, make sure that you stay updated, and I will see you in the next video.